All right, this is the final week of the trimester. We're going to go through and look a little bit at the idea of the combatants of the Spanish Civil War. This can get a little confusing because unlike the Civil War that most of us have learned about, North versus South, that wasn't the way that the Spanish Civil War happened. In fact, it basically kind of very easily, to explain this, broke into nationalist versus Republican. So those who wanted to maintain that nationalist, old conservative, based off of the monarchy and the Catholic Church, versus the Republicans who wanted to change and create a more Republican and representative government. In many cases, a lot of different socialist groups, communist groups mixed into that. So we're going to focus by first looking at this little document. And when you open this, you'll find what I've created is essentially a little kind of breakdown of the different groups. And there's a lot more than this, but this was kind of the basic idea of the groups and the names of them, which group they were, and then looking at kind of the background of the foreign involvement. So you're going to want to kind of pay attention to this, and if you notice, a lot of this kind of breaks down eventually to the sides, German and Italian, or the fascists versus the communists, a little bit of kind of looking at World War II. The United States wasn't involved in this Spanish Civil War. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is finish this discussion. There's a little video and then just kind of a basic idea of what are the nationalists versus the Republicans at the start of the Civil War. And then we're going to go into a little vocabulary, looking at some of the aspects of those two different sides on day two. Now, the other thing I want you to do to kind of extend this real kind of basic understanding of the combatants is we're going to do a formative assignment that's kind of fun, creating our own propaganda posters. So because you guys are going to be in class this week, my hope is that you guys can actually physically sit here and make these during class. There's some readings that you can use for this, and then there's a link and some examples of posters. And I kind of want you to think a little bit back to your, try to do this. You don't necessarily have to do this, but try to look back at your political compass from last week and see if you can apply that to maybe put your own viewpoints into which party you would have maybe joined if you were part of the Spanish Civil War. I want to try to get some physical things if you want to draw them out during class, but if you can do these electronically, that's awesome too. So it's kind of up to you and how you want to do that. So there's no actual final or summative. We're just kind of continuing on with some of the formative work, and then we'll pick up next week as we get into Try 3 a little bit more of the Spanish Civil War. And that's it.